Welcome back to another episode of Britt and Nick Do the News. We're going to change up the format a little bit, do a spitfire round of just the top topics of the past week or so, and then we'll dive a little deeper in the middle. But of course, we got to end with a sweet treat. So stay tuned till the end. Let's kick it off. Scary Movie 6 is releasing in 2026. Marlon Wayans has announced that they are going to start production in 2025, and I really can't wait. I wish they would just find momentum with this production and kick off White Chicks too, because that's what we're all waiting for.
Heck yeah. Everybody wants the White Chicks back. But Marlon and Sean, they're kind of like, yo, the prosthetics, the whole body suits, it's a lot. It's a whole lot, wearing fake skin. Fake skin's one thing, but how about new skin or just refreshed skin? Well, that's what a lot of other folks are trying to turn to. Instead of the official Botox, they're getting something like its cousin called microtox. Everyone wants to look younger and hotter, so they have this new tool to help with that. This is a cosmetic procedure that involves injecting a diluted form of the Botox to reduce the appearance, of course, the fine lines and wrinkles. Apparently, it gives a more natural results. And they say they shoot the stuff just under the flesh as opposed to in the muscles. So that's why it's giving a more youthful appearance, a more natural look, because it's not giving that frozen face. But at the same time, it's giving you quicker results too, because they're closer to the surface. They last a bit longer as well.
Microtox, huh? Well, they're still injecting your face with botulism. Let's not forget. Personally, I don't think my body could handle it. I'm taking preventative measures with chemical peels. It's a little bit of a exfoliant. They put the acid on the face. And this time around, I guess they came out with a new acid, a new procedure, same thing, different name, but it was guaranteed to give me deeper, better results. So I was all in. They wanted to start with 2 layers of the product, but I said, no way. I want the full treatment. Go all in with 4. And boy, I left leaving like a strawberry and I was molting like a snake for about a week. I definitely say take a week of downtime from going out in public unless you're not worried about people staring at you and thinking there's reptilians among us. So totally recommend it. I have smooth skin now, even color, smaller pores, finer lines. Definitely suggested over the microtox or the Botox.
Heard. Well, I haven't tried anything out yet, but I'm definitely ready to give something a whirl. But you know who's already given several things a whirl? You know how I was describing Nicole Kidman, Courtney Cox, Demi, about how good their skin looks. Now Lindsay Lohan's in the news about how great she looks. Well, also Lady Gaga is looking dynamite. Whoever she goes to is fantastic. But that's not just how good she looks on her face. You got to check out that left hand, man. She is debuting her big old shiny rock on December 15th at Car Karaoke, which is pretty cool for her to bling blow on that. I don't know if y'all recall, but she's engaged to Michael Polanski. He's a tech investor, and this was announced in July of 2024 during the Paris Olympics. Pretty cool. Congratulations to them. Her ring, apparently, according to Page 6, that is worth $1 million. So she is very loved. But like Thanos, it seems like she's collecting a lot of rings to get it all included. I don't know if she got to keep the ones from the previous relationships, but let's hope this next one lasts a lifetime.
Oh, yes. Let's just hope. Carpool Karaoke, though. Yeah, they're bringing it back, and I think they're having a Christmas edition. So can't wait to tune in because I do love some Carpool Karaoke. Speaking of rocks, limestone. So apparently there are 36 high-rise condos and hotels in southern Florida that are sinking. 35 buildings around the coast of Miami, located in Broward and Palm Beach County, are sinking, according to specialists. They're monitoring why, but they're thinking the limestone that's interspread with sand is moving because of the construction that's happening around the area.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's lots of concerning stuff out there. Missing buildings, missing people. I don't know if you guys heard about this story about Hannah Kobayashi. She's a 30-year-old Hawaiian gal who apparently went missing. Missing, they thought, involuntarily, but apparently she went on purpose. It launched a weeks-long search into her missing because she was supposed to be heading from LA to New York City, but never made that connecting flight. She also was sending out some pretty concerning text messages to her family members. So everyone had thought that she was not missing with intention. Once she found out about it all, she says, she's still processing it. And she also claims that she was unaware of everything that was happening in the media during her mysterious disappearance. Now, I don't know if that's to be true or not, but that's what she claimed. There's a sadder part to this story, though. Her father flew all the way from Hawaii to California to help, with the search efforts. But he ended up taking his own life as his body was discovered on November 24th. So I don't know. There's lots of speculation regarding her part in the being missing, but there's also a lot of weird stuff going around about her father's apparent suicide. So we're going to stay tuned for more details, but it's very, very concerning to say the very least.
Yes, we'll keep an eye out for Hana Kobayashi in that story. Across seas, top senior Russian general was killed by a scooter bomb in Moscow on Tuesday. Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov, the chief of the military's nuclear, biological, and chemical protection forces, was charged by Ukraine Security Service of directing the use of banned chemical weapons. Ukraine takes full ownership of the attack, which they did a day after they sent out charges.
That's some wild stuff. But you know what? As I've seen, it's always been a lot of issues over there. And you know what? Can't say much better for stateside, though, because the Gilgo Beach killer, yeah, he was running rampant for a hot minute. His name is Rex Heuermann, and he's been charged with his 7th murder. The victim being Valerie Mack, whose remains were found 24 years ago, y'all. It's been a minute. But according to ABC News, the rest of Mack's remains were found more than a decade later in 2011 along Ocean Parkway. The prosecutors linked Rex Heuermann to this crime through mitochondrial DNA analysis on a female hair that was found on Mack's body, right? A female hair. This hair was found on the victim, Valerie, and it was linked to Rex's wife and daughter, who would have been 4 or 5 at the time. The ropes that Mack was bound with also reflect upon the collection of twisted-ish found in Heuermann's 350 electronic devices seized by the police. Yes, he's now 61, but he's claimed innocence, and he's done so for all the other 6 murders that he's been charged with. The first victim was found in 1993, and the last victims were discovered in 2010. But even though he's claiming innocence, Judge Timothy Mazzei continues to hold Rex without bail, and I think that's a wise choice. He is a serial killer.
Wise indeed. Trump, he held a 70-minute news conference on Monday from Mar-a-Lago for the first time since getting elected. There was a sundry of topics covered, including the future ban of TikTok, his meetings with pharmaceutical and technology company executives, and him backing the polio vaccine, even though Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is aiming to revoke its approval. He's covering the topics high and low, to say the least. But we'll see what the future holds when he has his inauguration, which apparently we got Jeff Bezos donating $1 million to. Must be nice to have friends give you money as a donation. I wonder if that's a write-off.
Right? I'd be curious to know myself, because honestly, there's a lot of sharing of funds between all these people that already have a whole bunch of funds. Stop passing it back and forth between y'all and start passing it to us. Shoot. But you know what was passed to Michael Vick? The head coach position at Norfolk State. Yes, y'all. He says it's an honor to announce that I'll be the new head coach at Norfolk State University. Looking forward to coming back home, he said on Tuesday via FB. He is originally from Newport News, which isn't too far away, only about 30 minutes. So yeah, I love that whole area. Virginia Beach, Hampton, Norfolk. It's a great spot. But he's back. In 2001, he was the first Black quarterback to be drafted to the NFL first overall. Yeah, he was doing great for a few years, but had a small fall from grace in 2007 when he served almost 2 years in jail for, y'all recall, the dogfighting. He retired in 2017 and has since become an animal activist, praise be, and a sports analyst. So he seems to be in a good place to coach, which is awesome to hear. So good for Mike. Also at UNC Chapel Hill, a new head coach was picked up there as well. He goes by the name Bill Belichick. Yeah, that's right, y'all. Ex-Patriots head coach. He's 72 and he's been selected for a head coach position at UNC. Some folks kind of doubt his potential at the university, though. They're citing that his great years were only great because he had one of the greatest players in the history of the sport playing for his team. Yeah, that's right, y'all. Tom Brady. We can't ever forget about him. So yeah, a lot of people think that Billy was kind of riding on his coattails. So Belichick also picked Michael Lombardi, a former NFL manager, to also work alongside him. So it looks like, are we talking about the money changing hands, but it's all with people that already have money? Yeah, same story over here. But last final piece, Billy has been in the news with frequency. Yeah, why is this? Because his girlfriend of 2 years, and I use the word girl very heavily in this. Friend, whatever, but girl for sure. Homie is only 24 years old. Her name is Jordan Hudson. And during Halloween, they had a few cute pics come out where he was the fisherman and she was the scantily clad mermaid. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to Google and then feel free to get some eye bleach somewhere else.
Yeah, Michael Vick, if he trains those boys at Norfolk State as hard as he trained them dogs, they're going to be killers. For sure. Good luck to both coaches. The FTC, they have announced that they are banning junk fees.
Woohoo!
That's right, everybody. These fees that are labeled as convenience fees and service fees, they will now reveal full transparency what those fees cover so customers can take a look before they agree to purchase. This apparently will save the American billions of dollars and millions of hours of time. I know how expensive these third-party sellers can be, so I'm glad there is some motion on some type of reform when it comes to these ticket sales.
I would agree with you, Nick. It is such a freaking scam. I don't understand it. I recently fell victim at the end of November. Was very disappointing that I had to pay that $99. I will be holding a grudge because that is grudge hold worthy. So yeah, glad to hear that they're fixing it up. And honestly, just in time for the holidays. So perfect when everyone's out and about in these Airbnbs or going, to and fro in the airplanes. Well, good. We won't be charged no dang additional fee.
Or at least you'll know what additional means,
Agreed.
Or at least hopefully we'll have to see when it actually takes place. A new craze, that Diet Coke and what was it? Pickle juice, even jalapenos. I think that was one that jumped in there, but now we got another one. Dr. Pepper and the lemon craze.
Spectacular, right? Yeah. Not only is it Dr. Pepper with lemon, because that's kind of one thing, but it's hot Dr. Pepper. Like this beverage is warmed. Yes, girl. It is like a wintertime treat. I don't know for who, but it's warmed up in the microwave and then they freaking put the lemon, they squeeze it in there and then swirl it all up and drink it that way. So yeah, adding to the nasty, I feel like by microwaving it, it's going to take out some of the carbonation. And then they go and throw some citrus on top. So I don't know. I'm willing to give it a whirl ski if you're down, but it's warm. It is warm.
I'm not privy to having ice in my soda. I'd rather just have a cold can of soda. But having it warm, I think my son asked me the other day, do you like your beer warm? And I wanted to smack him. Like, who likes their beer warm? And I guess apparently there's people that do, especially if you'll drink your soda warm, you'll definitely drink your beer warm as well. I may try it. I know that Diet Coke for a while was adding the lime and the lemon flavor in different varieties, but soda is already acidic enough. Throw another acidic flavor in there, I just see my teeth wearing off.
Hey, I hear that. Honestly, for me, I feel like if it's diet, like you're trying to maybe mask the aspartame or whatever taste, then all right, fine, throw on some citrus version. But it's already so sweet. This is not the diet version and it's warmed up. Like, I just don't understand the way they keep coming out with these things.
Well, doesn't Dr. Pepper already have like 28 flavors? Do they need?
It's 23.
They don't need another one.
They really don't. And I think like some of them are super random, like beets and chicory or something like that. It's not even like, of course they have vanilla, molasses, like the kind of more traditional things that would be found in soda or, that type of beverage. But we might have to give it a whirl ski and then report back. Just saying.
It's just something, yeah, we'll add it to the list and we'll give it a taste test so everybody else can get a heads up whether this is nasty or not. All right. So now we're going to go a little deeper with some of the hard-hitting news stories of the week. The 125th Army versus Navy game was at Northwest Stadium on Saturday. I worked the game, so I showed up early, which I was glad to see that Secret Service was on high alert, scanning everyone in. It took about 30 extra minutes to get into the stadium, but I felt better knowing that since everybody and their brother knew Trump would be there, that possibly something could go down. So I'm glad the boys were there to make sure that everybody was secure. So yes, Trump showed up. We had J.D. Vance, Ron DeSantis, Elon Musk, and Pete Hegseth, who is the candidate for defense secretary. So all the boys were back in town and a couple of pictures were taken. We had a picture of Trump and J.D. Vance hanging out with Daniel Penny, who, if you are out of the loop, was a veteran who was recently acquitted of criminal negligent homicide after he apparently killed a man on the New York City subway. The story goes that there was a homeless man who was mentally ill, didn't check in with the proper clinic that he was supposed to, and he was making many threats to customers on the train. Daniel Penny and a couple others grabbed onto him to try to subdue him. Daniel Penny wrapped his arm around his neck and choked him out until the next stop when the police got there. The police administered Narcan to the individual and then started CPR, which they discovered he was dead. I think the biggest question was the chokehold what killed him or the drugs? The toxicology report stated that there was synthetic marijuana in his system, nothing hardcore where I'd think he'd totally lose his noggin. But according to Penny, he does not take back his actions. He thought the public was threatened and he just wanted to protect everybody else. So he stood behind his action and the jury could not convict him of homicide. In order to be convicted of manslaughter, the prosecutor had to prove that Penny caused Neely's death, that he did so recklessly, and that it was not justified. So on those accounts, they just could not convict him.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to beat a case, and it's a whole nother thing to beat a case and then roll around like you're some sort of superhero. Okay, I get it. Like some people think you did the completely right thing and other people think that you did something completely heinous and messed up, evil, sinister, whatever words you want to use. But it doesn't matter regardless. Why are you rolling around showboating? It just seems very contradictory. If myself, I would try to go as lay low as possible. The other problem with sometimes chokeholds, some people, if the intended use works, you just fall asleep for a minute or two and then you wake back up. If your body is compromised, you're on drugs and alcohol, you're on specific medications, it can all intermix and not end up well, just like it did for Mr. Neely. So it's very sad. But it's one of those things where I don't know if Daniel Penny understood that he was going to eventually kill this man. I think he was trying to probably be, Billy Badass and hero up. And then all of a sudden, this guy's just deceased on the floor of the subway train. So, my condolences go out to his family. I want to say, I guess, good for you in a degree, Daniel Penny, but really not really. You really just need to sit down. Like, good for you and your side of it, but you need to sit down. Don't act like this is only further perpetuating the idea that Trump and them are not with the BLM side of things.
I agree. I feel like you shouldn't be showboating around. Someone did die. But I think the biggest thing here is that Black Lives Matters is involved. They were outside the courthouse screaming justice for Jordan Neely. And the fact that this guy got off, they're still upset they're still upset, all right. And to just go and, like you said, showboat around, celebrate with a beer with your attorneys, go and celebrate with the president of the United States. And it's kind of like, Trump, you're looking like you're opposed to Black Lives Matter. And I get it, but you can be discreet. You don't need to be showing it off into America's face like the right man won. There was no winner in this case. But you're mentioning family. Apparently, this homeless man was in the foster care system. His mother died. His father was estranged. And now that this guy has died and is in the public eye, his estranged father is coming back with a civil lawsuit. So he's got some more court cases ahead of him, unfortunately.
Isn't that the cherry on top of the whole dang cake? Some guy that has been a deadbeat father, never spoke to his son for years, this, that, and the third, and all of a sudden wants to pop up like, his death must be avenged in the form of $3 million. Like, come on now. It gets sloppier and sloppier. You might look at one article and read it at face value, but when you dig in deeper and deeper and deeper, you'll wish you had just picked up a copy of People magazine, okay? It's just way too much.
Indeed. Let's move it over to a topic everybody's talking about this week. Luigi Mangione. He was arrested at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania for killing the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson. He's been indicted on 11 counts, one being first-degree murder charges, which in New York are usually reserved for killing of law enforcement, a serial killer, or killing as an act of terrorism, which that is what they're focusing on. When they arrested him, they found a gun in his backpack that appeared to be a 3D printed ghost gun with a loaded Glock magazine, 6 full metal jacket rounds, and a 3D printed silencer. It baffles me, I mean, not really in this day and age, that people can go ahead and just print guns and kill people.
It is truly insane. Like, I only use a 3D printer to make some ornaments, but I guess, if you can make a little mini figurine, why not make a mini handgun? Or not so many in this case. But regardless, there's a lot of speculation surrounding that whole thing too. The fact that he was only a few hours away in a McDonald's during the morning time when it's busy. He had all the weapons on him, the manifesto, like the whole thing almost seems a little too clean and clear cut. But the most cleanest clear cut thing of it all is it depends on who's killing and who's dying. Because someone else, they die, goes 15, 20, thousands of years unsolved.
Thousands of years?
BC! But no, real talk, it really just depends on who you are. It only matters on what they search, how long they search, why they search. So just if you're going to die anytime in the near future, please make sure to be important, have lots of money, tons of connections, and that's really all you need. Gender can fluctuate. Race is going to play a real important part. And that pocketbook, yeah, that's going to be needed, made mention.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just how the cookie crumbles, Brittany. I don't know what claim this man will have at the end of the day of why he did what he did, but I think going with the act of insanity might be his best card to play here. His mom supposedly reported him missing in San Francisco a couple days prior. And I don't know, with his outbursts going into the station and just his general look, I feel like there might be something behind the eyes that isn't right.
It did not take long to find Luigi, and we know why. But it took even less time for these freaking smooth-brained, thirsty-ass chickies all around the nation to be like, oh my gosh, he's so hot. I would mess him up in a way where he would still not be messed up type of deal. Like, are you ladies serious? I'm not surprised because at least this is more of a, I suppose, right and just killing. I mean, no killing's ever specifically right and just, but in the sense of not a serial killer, because they still get freaking dripping panties over Ted Bundy, and that is a certified rapist killer. So I want to know what's wrong in the minds. You talking about something crazy behind the eyes of Luigi? What's something crazy behind the eyes of these chicks? Like, you really want to date a freaking convicted felon? Like, girl, you don't gotta worry about some dude you're never gonna talk to. Come on down to Fayetteville. I'll introduce you to a few convicted felons, and you won't be singing the same tune, boo boo. But they gonna give you the exact type of right criminal lifestyle you really want.
Shoot, loving Locked Up. That show's hot. These women love these criminals. But yes, he's definitely building a fan club, and even some people trying to get Kim Kardashian involved to try to free him. I'm like, free him?
It hasn't even started yet. Free him from what? Free him from just holding cell? Come on now.
We just got him. We're not letting him go.
No, for real. But you know what's just as crazy?
What?
Some ish all up in the sky. Have you been hearing about these drone reports?
Hearing about them. I'm living in them. I've heard Harford County, Maryland. They've been seeing these things since late last month. Oh, yes. The drones are everywhere. Right now, they're all over New Jersey. It's spreading to New York. It's in Maryland. And I even heard that there's been a sighting in Raleigh, but I don't know too much about that Raleigh one because people can just see things out in the sky and not know where they are. Ever since Starlink was released, people think, oh, UFOs galore, but really, oh, no, that's just Elon Musk's satellites just being released and trying to do their thing, whatever that thing is. But yes, the Biden administration and the FBI, they are saying there's nothing to worry about. This is not a national security threat. These aren't foreign intruders, but yet they're drones in the sky that don't have transponders and they don't know where they're coming from and they don't know who's running them. And it continues to go on. And the biggest thing that people want are answers. They just want answers. I'm scared. I'm nervous, but people just want to know. And I'm like, get them out of there. Shoot them out of the sky. Even Trump's saying, shoot them out of the sky. He's saying that Biden knows exactly where these are coming from, but he's not going to give any details, which is probably best to keep tight-lipped on that. But yes, they're supposed to issue a statement this week on Tuesday. The FAA and the DOD, the FBI. But really, I think I got no answers from that statement. They basically said, yes, the FBI has received tips of 5,000 drones roaming around the past couple of weeks. But don't worry, we're going out and investigating it. We're using technology to figure out why they're out there. And that's basically it. The same thing we've been hearing from them came out in a statement again. So no new news, but they need to figure it out fast because I don't like it. It's just like those damn weather balloons that they had flying across the country and they just let them float all the way to Myrtle Beach.
It's such a shame, honestly. And I feel sad for the drone because you're in Hartford County, Maryland, bro. You are really not trying to pick up any valuable information. Obviously, you just literally floating around for the sake of floating around. New Jersey, I mean, they got a little bit more action, but I just can't really see what they're trying to peg. Now, if they were all over on top of the Pentagon, in and out of DC, New York City, I definitely have my, ears to the ground a little bit more. But with them just floating around, just shoot them out the sky and be done with it because that's what they did. They drug butt on the weather balloon thing. They had it all the way over in cow pasture land, I think it's South Dakota, and decided, no, let's just wait till it gets to the coast in front of one of the most biggest tourist attractions in the country, and then we'll shoot it down. Like, do it or don't. Get us information or just shoot them down because this in-between space is very uncomfortable. And yeah, I agree with you, girl. It's weird, to say the very least.
It's just weird how they're handling it. It's like they do know who they are and they're just trying to let time pass for them to do what they're going to do before they give the American people the answers they're demanding.
I don't know if you knew this, but UFOs, which stand for Identified Flying Object, they now have changed the name to UAPs, Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. Because not all this stuff is flying. Some of it is floating. Some of it is kind of being hung, whatever. They don't want to just kind of pen it up in one box. So they're just more like saying aerial phenomena because it might not be an object. Well, obviously it is, but anything that it could be a play on the eyes, light source, just something a little tricky. So they changed up the terminology and also just to confuse us. So I love that too.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. You know what you don't gotta love though? School shootings.
Oh my God. Yeah, who does?
Yeah, right. Not a damn person unless you're a sick, demented freak show. Yeah, I know you guys heard about the shooting in Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, I heard about it. A 15-year-old girl did it this time.
Yeah, exactly. I like how you put this time because you're right. This time. There's so many dang times. Like, which one do you need? But this one, apparently, the girl's named Natalie Rupnow, who went by Samantha, which is kind of random because if your name is kind of regular, I don't really understand the point of switching it over to something equally as regular. Unless you're at the club and you don't want to give out your real name, then you used to use something supplemental. I was always Rachel. Anywho,
So 3 people died, including
her.
her.
Yeah, she killed herself. Apparently, it was a staff member and another student were killed, but there were 6 others injured.
Mhm.
And 2 of the students that are being hospitalized are currently in critical condition. So we're gonna pray for the best outcome for those 2. I guess all 6, obviously, to survive and make a full recovery. But yeah, this is kind of, I pray, the final straw because it's just gotten fever pitch at this point. I am not a policymaker. I am not a politician. I am not anything like that. I'm just a person. But I know, just like everyone else knows, we got to do something. I don't know exactly the processes too, but something has to be done. And it has to be done sooner than later because, it's not just 8th grade, 12th grade. I mean, remember the killings in Connecticut? That was kindergarten, 2nd grade. I mean, it's just insanity.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you resolve school shootings. I think gun control is what everyone goes after, but I'm thinking the mentality of the student, the parents of the student. Who are they? Are guns in the house? Did they do what they can to prevent the student from having access and then going ape shit on their school? I,
Right.
I, I can't put my finger on it. I think that's the biggest dilemma when trying to think, what do we do? How do we solve this problem? Because, Brittany, you remember back in school, middle school, hearing about Columbine and just the biggest reaction from the country, but it's still going on. I don't think much has changed. I think they have metal detectors in school. Sometimes they have police officers present. But what else can you do to prevent this kind of tragedy from taking place?
Exactly. And here's the other thing, too, girl. Columbine was not even close to the first school shooting. That's the one that got the national press coverage. The
Yeah.
media went ham on it. But we all know that there's been school shootings long before that. So it's been an issue for our entire childhood and now into adulthood. Got kids in school and such, and it's a true concern. So we're going to pray that whatever everyone comes up with is going to be the right solution, but I know not doing anything is the wrong solution. So we got to band together and keep the kids safe.
Yeah, I think maybe holding parents a little more accountable. I know the last school shooting we spoke of, they arrested the parents and they were being charged as well. So I think if parents are held accountable, maybe they'll go through the extra measures because these are kids. You kind of do have to set them up for success. And if they do have some type of mental issue, take note, don't ignore and address it and keep the guns away from them. But apparently, if Luigi can print up a 3D gun, so can anyone else that has access to a 3D printer. How they used the gun, how she knew how to use the gun, I have no clue.
Agreed, Nicole. You're definitely right to include the point of printing the gun. Now we have a new wave of ability to get firearms. Like, that's so crazy. So it's not even just the dealers or the online folks. It's literally like if you have a printer, you can have a gun. Captain Insano.
Well, let's shift things to end on a sweet, light note. We're going to play a game called the Christmas Cookie Elimination Challenge. So I'm leading the way with the game, and Brittany, you are the participant. So what I'm going to do is basically give you 2 cookies to start. We're starting with gingerbread molasses or snickerdoodle. You have to choose which cookie you would prefer to move to the next round. And by the end of all the rounds, we will have the winner of which cookie is pretty much the best cookie of Christmas. So this lies in your hands. So good luck.
Heard.
So yeah, starting out gingerbread molasses or snickerdoodle.
Oh, wow. I love snickerdoodle, but I'm sorry. If we're talking about seasonal goodness, that's going to have to be gingerbread molasses.
Yes, actually, a lot of people all online were going on and on and on about this one. So, gingerbread molasses is a fan favorite, but I don't want to give it any, backing because we want all cookies to be treated equally and fair.
Yeah,
So,
agreed.
next round, gingerbread molasses or the famous sugar cookie.
Gingerbread molasses.
Really? Why?
Without question. I mean, sugar cookies are good. It's has the key ingredients in the name, sugar and cookie. Perfect. But once again, I can have a sugar cookie for Easter, which I often do. Sugar cookie for July 4th, which I often do. Sugar cookie for Halloween, which I often do. So I don't know. I feel like take a seat, sugar cookie, and wait till your next season.
So yeah, the sugar cookie lives on, but you're focusing on the season. I got it. All right, next round. Gingerbread molasses versus the classic chocolate chip.
Oh
Oh
my.
wow, this is gonna switch it up.
Honestly, perhaps. I mean, chocolate chip is borderline. It's borderline unmatched, girl. It is borderline. But once again, I have so much clear and easy access to chocolate chip cookies at any possible time I want that I'm probably gonna go with the gingerbread molasses.
This has to be one
Yes.
you actually enjoy eating. I hope you know that.
Oh, I love them. Girl, I love them all.
Gingerbread seasoning is not my favorite, so I just am baffled at the moment. But I'm hoping with this next round that things are shooken up because it needs to happen. I'm sick of the gingerbread in the mix. Gingerbread molasses or peanut butter blossom. So those are the peanut butter cookies with the chocolate Hershey kiss
Oh
on top.
gosh.
There we go. I knew this would shake her up. She can't
Oh,
help.
that one's the most difficult one thus far.
Yep.
I don't know though. I really love snickerdoodles. I'll put a snickerdoodle above a chocolate chip, and I'll put it above a dang sugar cookie by any day of the week. Them peanut butter blossoms, though. Wow. Oh boy, howdy! Is there any way if I can find out if the molasses gingerbread is more on the harder or softer side, or is that up to discretion?
I mean, honestly, you have to take it soft and hard at this point. So if you can't handle both, then you need to move on to the peanut butter blossom.
If you can't take it soft and hard, you need to just get back from it. Okay.
Yes.
Learn the rules. Gingerbread molasses.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
You?
I'm so sorry.
You're
I've
ruining-
got the taste buds of a grandmother.
Apparently, you're ruining me. All right. We got 3 more rounds. Please don't disappoint. So gingerbread molasses
Uh-huh.
or the chocolate dipped peanut butter cookies. You know, the ones that are like
Yes.
raw, cold, not cooked, and dipped in it. So it's,
Oh, you talk about Buckeyes.
I guess they're called Buckeyes.
Oh yeah. Ooh, sheesh.
Come on, girl, give in.
Well,
Give in.
I'm gonna still say gingerbread molasses, and let me tell you my reasoning. Let me tell you my reasoning. It's because the Buckeye isn't really officially a cookie in my mind. It's
Oh
more
my-
like a glorified Reese's cup ball. So gingerbread molasses. I'm so sorry. Slash, no, I'm not. I love it.
Well, I'm hosting a cookie party, Brittany, and I just got to say, do not bring gingerbread molasses. You will not be allowed through my door. And also, I was going to make the Buckeyes as maybe the winning cookies. So now that you're saying all of this, you don't even consider it a cookie. Now I'm going to have to consider what I'm going to bake for my party. Okay. 2 more rounds. I think we know who the winner's probably going to be, but we might as well trudge on. Gingerbread molasses versus red velvet cake mix cookies.
Jeez, oh flip. Girl, I know it's gonna hurt your heart.
I hate you. I hate you.
You know?
I hate you for this.
That's all right. But gingerbread molasses. And also because if you had said them ones from Subway where they have the white, it's like almost
I
like
had to say the ones from Subway for you to change
not
from
specifically,
gingerbread
not
molasses.
specifically. No, but it's like a cheesecake with the white chocolate chips and like bits of like, I don't know, raspberry something. Girl, I might lie down my life for that joint. Like it is so good. But yeah, as it were, gingerbread and molasses because molasses and gingerbread are technically different. They do have a similar profile though, which I truly enjoy.
Mm. Yeah, well, people are going on about the molasses cookies, and I just assumed gingerbread and molasses were married, but I guess not. Thanks for
They're cousins.
clarifying.
They're cousins.
Okay, kissing cousins. All right,
Kissing my mouth. Sorry.
last option, which we already know what you're gonna go with: gingerbread molasses or Mexican wedding cake. And those are those pecan flavored powdered sugar cookies. They're in
Oh,
the
see,
ball
we always
shape.
called those Russian tea cakes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, I always call it a Mexican wedding cake.
Interesting.
Mm.
Well, whatever's clever. My family always makes a whole bunch of those too. They make fudge, they make the sugar cookies, they make gingerbread, they make molasses, they make snickerdoodle, and they also make the Russian tea cakes. That's what they always called them in my family. So who knows? But obviously, you know what the time is. It's gingerbread molasses. Although all of the ones you mentioned are super, super good. And you want to know the messed up part is if you had said like oatmeal raisin, but it has to be the iced, I would have picked that over the gingerbread.
Oh my.
Meemaw has stepped into Brittany's body.
You literally are me, Ma. You got some butterscotch candies in your purse? Holy hell.
No, but I do have Bitto honey. It's almost like a Mary Jane.
Yeah, it's like Meemaw up in Gettysburg now. Yeah, you're honestly that whole list. I mean, you didn't make this game as much fun as I thought it would be. I kind of used the whole like Ellen DeGeneres. She would have a celebrity on her show, and then she'd put up pictures of hot dudes, and they'd have to pick which one they'd be with. And
Nice.
so I kind of did that with the cookies. So that was the thought behind this. But honestly, thinking of all these cookies, I definitely would have put gingerbread molasses at my bottom. I don't like that one. I would have Mexican wedding cake. I've always loved those. Those have been up near the top. I'd have to go probably the Buckeyes and the Mexican wedding cake. Those are my favorites. So that would have been a hard decision if it came down to those two at the end. Oh, God, I just have a love for peanut butter. So I might just have to have gone with that one. The Buckeyes. Love that peanut butter. But yes, tis the season to bake and get ready for Christmas. As you know, I just threw up my decorations like 2 days ago, and Christmas is literally a week away. It came fast, and I wasn't ready. I'm still not ready. The gifts are not purchased, and yeah, we're down to the wire. But like we talked about last show, I've been warbling around, a warbler rambler over here. Last minute, that is my name. So hopefully I get it together. I have a family exchange on Sunday. We're giving gifts to the extended family. And then I think a Christmas Eve dinner with my mom and my brother and sister. So that's what we're looking forward to. So yes, next week will be nice and we will be enjoying the time off.
Oh, you said it, girl. It is going to be great. Going to be shoving my gullet full of baked goods and all sorts of treats and candies and whatever else. And yeah, I'm in between. I'm a wild warbler more when it comes to my gifts. Now, when it comes to my nieces and nephews, all of them are in the bag. But like anyone that's kind of an adult, it definitely takes me a bit more time to decide. And most of the time I just end up like getting a card and writing a note that says, next time I'm in town, we'll go out to any restaurant you want, my treat type of deal. Because I don't know what to get people. Like, it's very hard as an adult. For kids, usually they have a list or some ideas you can go off of. You're good. But for the adults, I'm like, what shade of lipstick? What size shoe? / maybe just buy your own shoes. Deal. I don't know.
It can be hard, so you might as well just mix it all together and get together, celebrate just being family and being thankful for them and not for what they give you. So hopefully, next year I can save some money and we go with that theme instead.
Heard. Oh, and this is kind of random. Won't probably be able to include it this episode, but I heard on the radio what Christmas traditions do you guys think we should get rid of? Ones that have been traditional for years and years, but everyone's kind of like, we over that. Is it the Christmas caroling? Like, get the hell off my porch? Is it the eggnog? No, I don't want some weird dairy concoction. Is it the mistletoe? Get your hot breath the frick away from my face. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It might be different for everybody, but
Mine is just like, let's not make it stupid. Like, what's the pickle in the tree? Like,
oh,
I swear
I
that
love the pickle.
the pickle rears its head everywhere in our soda, in our trees. I'm just tired of it. This was the year of the pickle, everyone. Which brings up a mention. Next show that we do, we're going to round up all our favorite stories that we reported on during the year and kind of do a year-end wrap-up for you. Kick off the new year talking about the old year. So it'll be fun. We'll keep things light and fun like we always do.
Heck yes. So in the meantime, y'all get your decorating and shopping done, and we'll see you here next time.
Have a good holiday, everybody.
Take care. Merry Christmas.